So we're looking at why the commenting method is not an effective long-term strategy to grow on YouTube. Let's go. Now, the first thing I want to address is the fact that I have shared this topic in the past, as I used to be a proponent of trying to grow your channel this way. However, I have since learned a lot about YouTube and a lot about how YouTube works, and I am no longer a fan of using this method to try to grow your channel, and that's what we're discussing today. Overall, and in the long term, this is not an effective method to try to grow your channel. Now, I personally used this method when I started my channel, and even though I didn't go crazy with it, I did use it for a long time. And don't get me wrong, I have some incredible long-term subscribers that I've met through using this method. Many of them who are still with me today because of it. But overall, I've actually come to the conclusion that I believe it will hurt your channel more in the long term than it will actually help it. One of the biggest downsides to using this method is that a lot of people do come back to your channel and they leave a comment, but then they expect you to go back and subscribe to their channel. Essentially what they're doing is asking for sub, which goes against YouTube's terms of service. Now, I've spoken extensively on this topic before as to why you should never use the sub method. Not only will it hurt and destroy your channel, but it's likely going to get you banned. You also run the big risk that the person may subscribe to you, but they don't really care about your content, and then they're never going to come back and engage with you in the future anyways, and you're stuck with the same scenario as if you were doing sub. That means you now have a dead subscriber who will never again watch your content and engage with you. If you do this enough times and you get a big enough audience, YouTube will start to punish your channel as a result. For example, let's say you use this method and you got to 10,000 subscribers, but you only had 50 or 100 views on every video. YouTube would get the signal that people don't like your content and it would stop pushing it out to anybody else. There's an acceptable view range that YouTube will continue to push out your content, and it falls somewhere in the 5 to 10% ratio of views to subscribers. So if you have 10,000 subscribers, then when your new video comes out, you should be getting somewhere on average between 500 to 1,000 views. If you end up with a channel that's dead, it's extremely difficult to revive that channel. The commenting method can also attract trolls and haters to your channel. You might end up commenting on the wrong channel and annoying the wrong person in the process. You also have to be very careful that you don't sound spammy and that you don't spam the same comment over and over. YouTube is way too smart for this now, and it will figure out what you're doing to try to boost your channel. As a result, it's likely that your channel will end up getting punished in the long term. Now, after using this method for the first year of my channel, I did stop a long time ago, but I still come across a lot of people using this method. But again, from my own experience, it's not worth it in the long term. It's far better to let YouTube do the work for you over the long haul. It may be slower to start and get going, but then you get really truly engaged viewers and subscribers on your channel. They'll truly be people who love you and your content. Now, if you decide you're still going to use this method, I would go very slowly, and I would only do it for a few weeks at most, maybe until you get to about 100 subscribers, and then stop. At that point, let YouTube take over and find the right audience for your content. Trust me, it will be so much better in the long term for your channel. You'll start to see new subscribers coming in and engaging in your content, and that is what will propel your content and your channel to new heights. It's way better than trying to circumvent the YouTube algorithm. Now, I'd love to know your thoughts on this topic, so be sure to drop a comment below and leave your feedback. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.